I read an article just a few weeks ago, and it was quite a disturbing headline. It read, "Christmas is cancelled. Christmas is cancelled." And as I read it, I've got to say, my first thoughts were, what else going on here? Is the Grinch taken over as Christmas correspondent or something? I mean, it was just so kind of negative. And it went on to kind of say that even if we do have some kind of Christmas, it's just not going to be the same. It's going to be a kind of lesser Christmas somehow, because we're not going to have those things that we normally associate with Christmas time. You know, the things that, I mean, the kind of coming together of families, the office parties, the carols, the nativities, the Salvation Army band playing in the high street. And some wit had put this wee cartoon in that said no room at the inn had been changed to no Zoom at the inn. No, it's not really that funny, is it? But basically the message that was being conveyed in this piece was that Christmas 2020 would somehow not be as happy or joyful or indeed as meaningful as the Christmases that we have enjoyed in the past. Now, I've got to say, this Christmas will be different. Of course it will. Of course it will. It won't be the same. It won't. However, the essential message is forever and for all time and for all situations, no matter where we find ourselves. In fact, I think there is something in the birth narratives, the stories of Jesus' birth in Luke and in Matthew, that kind of resonate with where we are today. For in these stories, in these accounts, we see that the principal players, Mary and Joseph, well, they've not exactly gone on a holiday to the Holy Land, really, when you look at it. No, they're experiencing a time of massive disruption and of mess and of turmoil. They're having to leave their home, the security of their home, and they're having to travel to this town, this Bethlehem from Nazareth, this place that was associated with Joseph's family line. They had to go there to be tracked and traced. They had to go there to be counted and to be for their names to be put in a book, because this was decreed by the rulers, the Roman rulers at the time. And I just think about that again, and it's quite a messy situation when you stop, pause, and think about it. I mean, can you imagine poor Mary being 9 months pregnant and having to go on a donkey, having to travel all those miles on a mule while 9 months pregnant? It must have been absolutely horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. And then when they arrive in Bethlehem, when they arrive at their destination, they try all the different outlets to find somewhere just to lay down their head, because they were conscious, they were aware, they knew that the baby was soon to arrive. And yet, we know that in every door they knocked on, the response was the same: no room, no space, no vacancies. It's grim. It's absolutely grim. And then when they find somewhere to shelter, and let's be honest, there was hardly anything kind of desirable in terms of accommodation. I mean, it wasn't even a travel lodge. I mean, it was bad. It was a byre. And you know, sometimes, again, the Christmas cards that we send and we receive, and I know this because being a minister, I get most of the cards that, you know, folk get in a pack with a religious scene on it that they think, oh, they'll like this. And if you gave us one, thank you, we do like it, we love it. We really do. But sometimes the image is just so false. I mean, you see this child with some kind of glow going on. Jesus was an ordinary baby. There was no glow. We see this mother resplendent and dressed in lovely blue kind of outfit. She just travelled on a donkey. She was in a byre. And then we have the animals, the friendly beasts. Now, I don't know about anyone else, but I've actually worked with cattle in my previous life. And they're anything but friendly. And they're anything but fragrant. And yet, here, in this dire situation, in this grim place, this baby is born. This baby is born. And this baby, as we know, is Jesus. And it's into that mess, into that turmoil, into the grimness that He, God, enters into our experience, into our narrative, into our story. And with the coming of that baby, God's peace comes among us. God's joy comes and abides with us. God's light illuminates the darkness. Now, when we read Luke's account, we hear that the angels were singing. And what was the theme of their song? What was the background to that song? What were the lyrics of that song? Well, it was about peace. It was about peace. Peace. Because the peace child had come. And you know something, for the people of that day, that was a message they really needed to hear, because they had been under oppression. They had been under the most horrendous oppression by their rulers. We need that same peace today. Boy, do we need that peace. And that peace has come. And it's my prayer that you may experience something of that peace this Christmas time. And as we make our final preparations, as we put up the lights and decorate the trees, and as we give gifts, let us all look forward to the greatest gift of all. The greatest gift of all. The baby. The baby. Jesus. Born into our world. Born into our experience. Born into our mess. Born. And when we accept Him, touches our lives and is at the very heart of what we celebrate at Christmas. Now, I did say at the beginning that this will be unlike any other Christmas that we have ever celebrated. And it's important that we acknowledge and are mindful of all those for whom this is a really, really difficult time of year, especially those whose lives and whose families' lives have been affected by COVID-19, and also those who've had to face other storms during the past few months and are in other difficult situations or circumstances. But can I just leave you with this, please? Please just listen and take this on board. Let's hold on to the truth. Let's hold on to the knowledge that no matter how disrupted this world is, the light has come. The light is with us. And the light challenges those of us who know Him to be light, to be bearers of that light and to shine in the knowledge that the one who is at the heart of this story, the one of whom the angels sing and the wise men travel to see, is with us. He is come. He is here. Emmanuel, God with us. And let's hold on to that. And let's worship him. And let's rejoice. For he has come. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful Christmas, different though it may be. And I hope that you may know something of the peace that comes from the babe in the manger, Jesus, our Saviour.